version one of Sora is a great ideation tool, a great testing tool, a great experimentation tool. But is it ready for prime time that you could actually run a project on it right now?
Well, and by the way, I don't quote me, but I don't even know if it's version one because, the seven artists that were announced, one of which I am part of, it's still very much a research tool and they haven't made any information public about when or how this may hit the market. So right now, I think it's really about seeing what it's capable of and trying different artists on the tool to see what would happen,
Well,
you
then
know.
thank you for sharing the alpha or the pre-beta or whatever it is. But it's pretty powerful in its current form. They'll probably debug it and make it even better by the time it's for general release.
Sure. I think that's the idea. Yeah, and my thought was also to try to not just replace what exists, but think about other fantastical ideas, which is why, I made this kind of car that comes out of the water, like some sort of amphibian car, stuff like that that doesn't exist that, is really fun to show. That's also a product, or like this crazy continuum of white sneakers in this insane place. And then the little construction people that are building, maybe presumably building this shoe or something, just kind of to showcase what will be possible and, iterations and ideas that I have about what could be done with it. Um, all the way down to, a soda that I've wanted to make forever.
So thank you for sharing that with us. Has it changed the way you think about creativity?
It So, okay, I've gone through the standard process of a creative that has gone through his career and, now I'm a partner at this agency and of course I've just become a little bit more business minded. It's just the like trajectory of what happens. And that's fine. However, since starting Sora, I've really felt this creativity awaken in me that makes me feel like a kid again. I mean, honestly, I have not been this excited to bring ideas to life in years, years and years and years. So I'm pumped.
Wow. Well, that's an endorsement. So just like some wonky business questions. So one is, how much and how long would it take for you to produce that during your using your traditional methods and sources and
Oh,
licensing
yeah.
video
I,
or creating it from scratch, whatever?
I mean, any of those shots, obviously it varies, but I mean, it could be thousands to tens of thousands to even more, potentially. So that is what is really exciting, that you can now not only iterate, and I think that is the primary function initially. It would almost be, when we shoot a commercial, let's say, there's always a storyboarding process, and now it's pretty customary that there's like an animatic process where we're editing the animatic, we're trying out music, voiceovers, all these things before we even go on set to shoot anything. I could very well see how, at the very least, Sora is used as an iterative tool to workshop the mood, the lighting, the vibe, the tone. Like, here's what the general shot is. Let's edit it together into what this will be. And then, okay, let's go on set or on location, the stage, and let's shoot it for real. However, some shots that maybe would be, let's say, B-roll or establishing or mood setting, maybe time and space somewhere, maybe they could end up just being Sora shots with some cleanup or something like that. So I think it's pretty interesting. And that'll probably be the first uses we see of it in a professional context also.
So it'll fall on a spectrum from just idea generation to mock-ups to snippets, components of a spot to maybe at some point the end to end.
Possibly. I mean, I think talent, actors would be the last thing. And I think that I think you probably want people in your stuff for the most part. So I think there's gonna be people in everything
Well,
still.
certainly SAG-AFTRA just spent a few months debating that issue, and I
Yeah.
think they won. So
Yeah. And also, at the end of the day, when we're watching stuff, we're all people. We probably want to see people, and I think that's great. I don't want to replace people.
Right. So I guess last question, just projecting out along that spectrum concept. Do you see like a cascade of different generative AI tools coming into play? One now to do the audio component, one now to do the post edit, something like that, where you're dealing with a suite, maybe not even from the same supplier like OpenAI or whomever.
Absolutely. I think we're already heading there. I think there's so many interesting and engaging AI tools hitting the market, and many of them from various companies. I think there's a lot of niche companies being built right now that are going to get very, very good at one specific thing, and all those tools combined are going to be part of a new suite, of post tools and production tools. And so I think, whether it's one company that has several or acquisitions, I mean, who knows, right? But I definitely think we're seeing a world where we are getting very specific with our AI tools, which ones are the best at which thing, and then each person kind of putting together their own suite of creativity with whatever works best for them.
Well, Nick, thank you for sharing with us. I've spoken to a lot of people using generative AI. I have not come away with someone this enthusiastic and inspired after a trial run. So I think that's a real inspiration for all of us. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Joe, for your time. Appreciate it.